Bradford City have today confirmed their fourth signing of the 2026 January transfer window as striker Paul Mullin signs on loan from Championship side Wrexham AFC. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 300 likes on today's video? And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your thoughts on this edition. I've certainly seen some mixed reaction all over social media, but for me, I think this is another step in the right direction for Bradford City. Now, as always, if you do want the most up-to-date and accurate Bradford City transfer news, then the Tier 3 channel membership is the place to be. I think by the time this video comes out, it would have been around 2 days ago that I did bring the news regarding Paul Mullin. But our article does then read, Bradford City AFC is delighted to announce the loan signing of Paul Mullin from Championship outfit Wrexham until the end of the season. The experienced striker has a keen eye for goal, scoring 194 times during a prolific career to date, which saw him secure the Sky Bet League 2 Golden Boot Award with 32 strikes in the 2020-21 season. Mullin has tasted success with multiple promotions, including 3 to the third tier with Tranmere Rovers, Cambridge United and Wrexham. During his stint in Wales, Mullin also secured promotion from League 1 to the Championship. After making the switch to the Stockcaras, that's probably Welsh Stadium, in 2021, Mullin has made 165 of his 494 career appearances, scoring over 100 goals for the Red Dragons. I think he's got 105 in 165, which is an absolutely incredible return. Again, we'll come on to the majority of them being in lower divisions than we are playing him in a moment. But Mullin said, I am looking forward to getting to Valley Parade and playing in front of all the supporters. It is a big boost for me to be here. I am over the moon and cannot wait to start. I love success and being around successful people. Coming here offers exactly that. There is an expectation from the fans which is big. That is something which suits me. When the pressure is on, I try to thrive in that environment. City boss Graham Alexander added, Paul brings us a wealth of experience and know-how with an ability to score all types of goals. He can also press the opposition in a way which helps the team. With several promotions under his belt, he will add it to the winning mentality already in the group. Paul will wear the number 14 shirt, formerly of obviously Tyler Smith, Matty Folds, some of the recent players to wear that number during his time in BD8. His move is subject to the relevant EFL, FA and international clearances. In terms of what Wrexham have to say, they say Wrexham AFC can confirm striker Paul Mullin has signed on loan for Bradford City until the end of the 2025-26 season. Back-to-back promotion winner Mullin, at 31, started the season on loan at Wigan Athletic, scoring 5 goals. We'll come on to that time at Wigan in a moment and why I think that was actually a good spell for him. But he returned to the club in January. Pretty sure that was a decision made by Wigan, and will now spend the remainder of the season with Graham Alexander's Bantams, who currently sit in the playoff places in League 1. Manager Phil Parkinson, who obviously had an incredible time here at Bradford City, he said, we're really pleased for Paul. It's a good opportunity to be a part of a team challenging at the top of the league. The Valley Parade Club, have we ever been known as the Valley Parade Club? The name of our are we a Valley Parade Club, whatever that means, but we're 5th in the table, 4 points ahead of 7th place Stevenage, having been promoted from League 2 last season. All at Wrexham AFC would like to wish Mulls and Bradford the best of luck for the remainder of the season. Now, for me personally, I think this is a really good signing for Bradford City. He immediately comes in and is currently our best striker. We still expect at least 2 more to be announced before Monday's deadline. We'll come on to maybe more options later on into today's video, but I really do like this signing. 31 years of age, so still got lots to give. Some would still argue that he's probably still in his prime years. Suits our style perfectly, with the fact he's a very high pressing striker, will run himself into the ground. Traditionally does play better with a strike partner, which could maybe see a switch to the 3-5-2, the formation we played at the beginning of last campaign. Obviously that also does depend on if Wheatley or Jackson potentially do sign for Bradford City, but he's a big improvement on Callum Kavanagh. He's a big improvement on Stephen Humphries. He's only coming in on loan as well, which I do think does make sense given that he's still got 18 months left to run on his contract with Wrexham. I don't think we'll be able to afford the wages that they are probably paying him, but he is a proven goal scorer. Yes, he's had a couple of injuries over the last couple of years. Obviously, I think he had a punctured lung, I want to say, at the beginning of last season, which was obviously a big blow for Wrexham. Previously, he has scored as well at Valley Parade for Wrexham when we drew 1-1 with them back when Kevin McDonald was in charge of Bradford City, I think around October 2023. So Mullin, he certainly does have quality. I think Championship is certainly a step too far for him, but we'll come on to his Wigan stats in a moment. I think this is a signing that will work out for Bradford City. I think he suits us perfectly. He's exactly the type of striker that you want. Somebody who's going to work incredibly hard and clearly has an eye for goal. Scored a lot of goals for Wrexham. Yes, the majority of them have been in the National League or League Two, but don't forget he was going to be a League One player before he dropped down originally into the National League with Wrexham. Is he the best option that we could have got? Would we have maybe liked a better name out there, the likes of an Oluwafe, a Sam Smith, for example? Yeah, possibly, but Paul Mullin is still not this is not a bad signing whatsoever, Bradford City. I really, really like it. Obviously, he spent the first half of the season on loan at Wigan Athletic, and I'm pretty sure was sent back by the Lancashire club, who do currently sit around 19th in the table, and people look on paper at a striker who's been sent back and was deemed not good enough for a team in 19th, and we're looking to challenge for promotion. We've got rid of a club legend in Andy Cook. I can certainly maybe understand why people are pointing question marks at it, but you look at Paul Mullin's stats, this is a good signing, and it's a bit bizarre that he didn't really get too much game time really with Wigan, because he made just 7 league starts. He made 20 appearances in total, but just 7 starts, played less than 700 minutes, but he scored 4 goals in that time, and more importantly, averaged a goal every 170 minutes, which is a really, really impressive rate. Yes, he missed 6 big chances, which is a little bit of a concern, but Wigan don't really create much, so to be averaging a goal every 170 minutes when you've only started 7 games, I do think he's actually a pretty impressive return. He has a 20% goal conversion rate, which again I do think is fairly impressive. 1 in every 5 of his shots ends up in the back of the net, and yes, we're not creating anything at the moment. You know, you look at Tuesday, 0.03 XG created, which is, you know, nowhere near good enough, and then the Saturday before that against Huddersfield, 0.19. So creating chances is a little bit of a problem at the moment for Bradford City, but clearly if Paul Mullin gets half a yard, he's certainly going to take more than what he does miss. He also registered an assist, created 1 big chance, had a 71% accurate pass rate, which for a striker is really good. Defensively, okay, these stats don't look too impressive, but they're not going to show pressing and all that sort of stuff. And in terms of his duel stats, only wins 23% of his aerial duels, which is a little bit of a concern. Only 42% of his ground duels, which not really the type of striker maybe that we need after what we saw on Tuesday, where Bradford City lost pretty much every duel all over the park and were completely bullied. But I don't think he's necessarily that type of player. 67% successful dribble rate is pretty good as well, and we'll look at his stats from years gone by, but just judging off of his goal scoring rate and the type of shots that he's taken, averaging 1 shot per game, averaging 0.5 shots on target per game, we only need to really create half a chance for Paul Mullin, and there's a good chance he'll end up in the back of the net. Last season for Wrexham in League One, he didn't play actually after January. In fact, I'm pretty sure he wasn't registered, but he got 3 goals in 9 starts last season. You go back to his most recent spell in League Two in that season where Wrexham obviously went on to get promoted. He scored 24 goals and registered 6 assists, 30 goal contributions in 34 starts in that season, and we can't see his National League stats, but we all know he scored a lot of goals prior to that. Even previously for Cambridge, he got 32 goals and 4 assists in 45 starts. Paul Mullin knows where the back of the net is, and I think Graham Alexander is certainly the right type of man. Mullin's certainly going to have a point to prove here, given that a lot of people are clearly looking at Paul Mullin and thinking, has he really got what it takes to play in League One? And I think that's certainly where you do get the best out of Paul Mullin, when he's got a little bit of a point to prove. Similar to Andy Cook, I'd get behind this side, and I really, really like it. If we have a look then at how Bradford City's squad is now lining up for the 2025-26 campaign, as you can see, we already look a lot better in that striker department. We still expect Ethan Wheatley to come in through the door. That might even get announced later today. We still expect Caden Jackson as well to be signing. I'm pretty sure Wheatley will be a loan, and I also think that Caden Jackson is a permanent. Obviously, if Wheatley does come in, that would take us to the 5 loan cap, so at that point you're having to either have players miss out on the matchday squad, or you're going to be in a little bit of a sticky situation and looking at only signing players on permanent basis. And I do think it's very important that we get some strikers in. Apparently we've had nearly a £500,000 bid rejected by Burton for striker Jake Beasley. I think it's the writing is clearly on the wall for Callum Kavanagh. There's links today linking him with a League Two move to Oldham Athletic, but I still think we need to bring in another central midfielder to compete with Max Power, whose recent performances certainly have been nowhere near the standards. And I would also say we need to bring in another centre-half, a natural right centre-back, somebody similar to Matt Pennington. So if he's not available, you can still stick with Aidan Baldwin and his excellent passing range in the middle. But I don't think we're a million miles away now from being a complete squad like we expect. 2, maybe even 3 more strikers to still come in for Bradford City. A couple players will also move on as well, but I think it is also very important we get in another central midfielder, and I'd be very surprised if we don't get in a centre-back as well. Alexander, given that we play a back 3, I know Torre can play there, but there's no Brad Halliday now who could play there, so you've only really got 6 centre-backs. Alexander likes to have at least 7, so I wouldn't be surprised to see another centre-back come in, but I don't have any names to bring you. Like I say, from the striker front, I think if we bring Wheatley and Jackson in, that's a really good front line, and you send Kavanagh out on loan, maybe extend his contracts. I still think there's a good player in Kavanagh, but he's not at League One level right now, and I think a loan move to Oldham Athletic, where there's not really much pressure on them for this season, I think really could get the best out of him. But already, like I say, those striker position, it looks much stronger now. We've got a proven goal scorer in there. I'd see Mullin hitting double figures between now and the end of the season. I really, really like this signing, and especially in a front two. On Saturday, I wouldn't be surprised to see Mullin and Humphreys up front, and I think that certainly could work, to be honest. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 300 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, and don't forget to get your thoughts in on this signing down in the comment section down below. Are you happy, satisfied or disappointed? And if you are, let me know why down below. I don't think this will be the last time that I'm speaking to you for today, but if it is, I'll see you all tomorrow for the Doncaster vlog. But welcome to Paul Mullin to Bradford City. Very good signing. I think he's going to score goals, and I think he's going to be successful. I don't think he's an Andy Cook replacement. They're very opposites in terms of the type of striker, so we can't really compare him to him. I would say he is a swap and maybe a bit of a replacement for Callum Kavanagh. So good signing in my opinion. I'll probably say our best signing of the window so far. Proven quality, proven goals. Yes, his best spells have come in the National League and League Two, but we can see by stats at Wrexham even last season and Wigan this season, he knows where the back of the net is still, especially in League One. But thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one.